I'm Craig. My name is Viera. I'm a professor. I teach at the University of the Pacific, and that's in California. And I have a background in where I work on spiders. And I've been working on spider silk. A lot of individuals are interested in the material properties of silk because it's stronger than steel. And so my research lab has focused on trying to understand the proteins that are actually in the fibers and how they relate to the mechanical properties. And what a lot of people don't know is that spiders can spin 7 different silk types that have different mechanical properties. And so that's probably why that you see 8 legs, is they can actually pull multiple fiber types to make composite silks with different mechanical properties. So I've been trying to understand the proteins and identify the different proteins and their sequences and relate that to the material properties. So I have a background in cloning genes. I use a lot of biochemistry, a lot of molecular biology, um, and we've actually been able to clone a number of different genetic blueprints for spider silk proteins and bacteria. We can purify the proteins and spin them into artificial silk fibers and then
Mhm.
test the material properties. Um, so that's a little bit on my background. I've done a lot of like micro dissections of black widow spiders. So a lot of people maybe be familiar with black widow spiders because the females have a red hourglass that's on their abdomen. And that as we were doing a lot of dissections with the spider, I kept wondering like, why is this red hourglass present on the abdomen? Most people identify it based on fear to stay away from black widow spiders because they actually, if they bite you, their fangs are strong enough to pierce through your skin, and then they put a variety of different neurotoxins into the individual, and it can range from invertebrates to vertebrates. So normally people are taught to not really mess with them. They're not really aggressive. I keep them. I've got a whole bunch of them in the laboratory, and so I kept just looking at that hourglass that was present and wondering why it was there. The ecologists were telling me it was largely there so birds would know not to mess with them, but then it was just like with 40,000 different spider species, why are they like ones that only have the hourglass? Um, and so that kind of led me into where I started to think more deeply about why that hourglass was there.